Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well and staying safe during this time. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Like I said, thank you so much for checking me out. If you haven't done so, please make sure to hit that subscribe button just right below the video. Cool, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And if you're returning, welcome back. Thanks again for your support. I truly do appreciate having you here.
Eleanor Terrett tweeted out this from Barron's, new via Barron's Online. Biden administration is planning executive action to regulate cryptocurrencies as a matter of national security. An order is expected to come in the next few weeks. Going to do some digging on this. What this could mean for SEC Ripple lawsuit. Stay tuned. Changing next few weeks to next week, as per source. All right. So apparently this executive order comes out next week. Is that what I'm understanding? Well, John Deaton says something that I totally agree with. By the way, you're going to find today's show extremely interesting. Just wait. Just sit back and wait. John Deaton said something I totally agree with. I hope to be proven wrong. I believe this executive order is bad news temporarily. Exactly, temporarily. And that's a key word there. They will attempt to seriously damage stable coins because they threaten the banks and the bond market. Remember, folks, everything they're doing is to protect JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and the boys. That's what Gary Gensler is there for. That's what Elizabeth Warren is there for. But the only difference is Elizabeth Warren, what she does is out of one side of her mouth, she talks about the big bad guy banks. That's what she does to get elected. But out of the other side, really what she's doing is behind the scenes is she's protecting them. And I can prove it. Remember when she bashed Jay Clayton about all his ties to Goldman Sachs before he became the SEC commissioner and how that would all be a conflict of interest? Then she said absolutely nothing to Gary Gensler, who was at Goldman Sachs for 18 years. There's the tell. Okay? So, and then he says, Elizabeth Warren and Gary Gensler have way too much influence. I believe they will call most alts securities. I think John Deaton's right on this. Now, there are a couple of things that you need to do. Wait, he says, has anyone noticed how Jim Cramer, after meeting with Gary Gensler, started warning everyone to be careful with Dogecoin? Most all other cryptos are securities. Cramer never warned anyone about unregistered securities until the day after interviewing Gensler. That's what they're going to do. That's what they want to do, folks. Think about this. If they call all of them securities, okay, all of a sudden, JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs and the boys on Wall Street this has been the plan all along. They can raise their hands because they've been working on getting custody in place all these years. During the crypto winter we had over the last 2 or 3 years, that's what they were doing, is getting their custody in line. State Street, all these big, huge Wall Street, that's what they've been doing. They've been setting it up so that they have the same kind of custody for digital assets that they do for stocks when you buy them with your brokerage firm. Same thing. And it's a good thing, but what they're wanting to do is kill all the crypto exchanges and kill all, except for a handful like a Coinbase and maybe an Uphold, and some of the others are gonna survive in this. But so they're not. That's why Gary listen. I'm telling you, I'm like Neo in the Matrix when it comes to this stuff. Now I can see what Gary Gensler's plan is around corners. What they're wanting to do is that's the other reason. The other reason is the reason they haven't done the spot Bitcoin ETF. They're waiting on all these Wall Street guys to be ready, and a part of that plan is to call all this stuff securities. And like John Deaton says here, this will be temporary, and here's why it'll be temporary. Because when they do this, and make no mistake, Biden, all these people are Biden's people. Elizabeth Warren, Gary Gensler. When they do this executive order, and Janet Yellen's one of them too, don't forget that. When they do this, it will put a temporary chill on the markets, because everybody will be like, oh, that's anti-crypto, and the market could go down. I'm not saying it will, but it could temporarily crash when they think, but what's going to happen is eventually all the big boys are going to open up their shop, and they're going to be open for business. That's when you're going to see all these politicians stop going after crypto. When Goldman, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, and all the big boys are all of a sudden open for business, these politicians are going to be the most pro-crypto people you've ever seen in your life. That's what they're waiting on. And it's coming, and maybe it's ready now. Maybe they're going to flip that switch now. But in conjunction with it, listen, folks, they don't want this new asset class. This is going to be the asset class to swallow all other asset classes. They don't want the Binances of the world, or the freaking any of these people. I think Coinbase gets through the door. Uphold gets through the door. Uphold's out of Europe, by the way, and already has a securities license. And a handful will be okay, but the others, Gary Gensler has been sent to crush. Why? So that JP Morgan and the boys get all those assets, because they know how valuable this industry is going to be. Didn't you? And didn't BlackRock just predict that the metaverse, all these digital assets, metaverse is going to be could be worth $8 trillion? Was that the number they said? All right. Well, my distrust, folks, of the short term and the temporary of what these guys are capable of. I don't trust Gary Gensler. I don't trust Biden, Elizabeth Warren, Janet Yellen, as far as I can throw them. For that reason, I'm doing two things. You need to make sure you have plenty of cash, not only for those reasons, not only for crypto-related reasons, but because of the inflation going on and them talking about raising interest rates. Because I remember the financial crisis like it was yesterday, because I was one of the people that got burned by it. In that scenario, cash is king, folks. And so make sure you have plenty of cash, but also make sure that you're in possession of your private keys. Because in this world, these people are capable of anything. I've got a Ledger NanoS link in the top of the description of this video. You don't have to put all your digital assets on it, but make sure you have at least a decent portion of your digital assets on a Ledger NanoS. And that way you hold your own keys. All right. And then Elizabeth Warren, Senator Warren, is targeting 6 crypto miners, questioning their energy use and environmental footprint. Okay? All of crypto needs to unite on this. Vote them out. Elizabeth Warren is at the very top of the list. Now, let's talk about what's going on. This is U.S. news, folks. They just decided they were going to put Ripple on U.S. news. But I want to draw your attention to this, because they have a pros of Ripple and a cons of Ripple. I want to draw your attention to what I call the big lie. It's been the big lie. This entire space to this day has been built on one big lie, and that is this lie right here. While XRP transactions may be faster and cheaper than other cryptos, in other words, while XRP may be the better technology than Bitcoin and Ethereum and all other crypto, XRP isn't as decentralized as Bitcoin and Ethereum and other currencies that operate on proof of work or proof of stake verification system. This is the big lie, folks. This never was true, and Ethereum never was decentralized. I don't even think Bitcoin's ever been decentralized because the mining can be controlled by a small group of people. This is a big lie that has been intentionally put out there. Well, you know who knew about the big lie a long time ago? This is from a hearing in front of, I guess this is in front of Congress, Committee on Banking Housing. This is back October 11th, 2018. Muriel Rubini knew. Look at this. This is from, who put this out? Nathan Price. Look at this. And legal scholars such as Preston Byrne have not only confirmed that Ether was created makes it a clear security. They have also shown that the creation of Ethereum may have been a criminal insider con job or a small group of small group of whales, starting with billionaires who created this scheme, pretended to make a market-based pre-sale of Ethereum, but they instead sold to themselves, most likely at bargain basement prices, a great fraction of the Ethereum created in the pre-sale. And so far, regulators have done nothing to investigate, let alone prosecute such a cartelized scam. I love that word. That's going on the thumbnail. Cartelized scam. Okay? Now, so don't forget, and this is from Stefan Huber. He says the SEC is basically saying none of this would have been a problem. This is when they were going after somebody. None of this would have been a problem if you had remained an ERC20 token on the Ethereum blockchain. But as soon as you use something other than Ethereum or even try to build a competing network, we're going to destroy you. And this is from I think when they went after, maybe, is that Block 1? So that's what they're basically saying, and that's how this has been designed. The Ethereum Free Pass, it has all been one big rigged lie, folks. Now, and I said it's not a coincidence. We've proven it. We know that J.P. Morgan was there before the pre-sale, the Ethereum pre-sale. We also know that Goldman Sachs senior programmers were there before the pre-sale because Charles Hoskinson said it on video. Now, let's go on. I want to show you something else. What I'm about to let you hear has never, I don't think anybody has ever played this before. But I've had this video on my desktop for a while, but I was waiting to see some commentary on this because it's fascinating to me and I want you to hear it. Where do you hear this? This is pretty wild. So, ProCoinNews.com, who is the official sponsor of the Digital Asset Investors Hunting and Fishing Club, they ran this article. David Schwartz says he's back on PayPal. Wild speculation ensues. I love that. Wild speculation. Wild speculation ensues. Ripple CTO David Schwartz is apparently back on PayPal after more than a decade away. In fact, he has taken to Twitter to announce that he now considers PayPal the best way to pay online in USD. And so, and if you remember, this is where this comes from. I had to get someone else to pay my tour guide for me today. This is for a tweet from 2019, November 14th. I had to get someone else to pay my tour guide for me today, and I paid them back in cash. They only take PayPal, and I had a lifetime ban. This perfectly symbolizes what has motivated me the past 8 years. Okay? Now remember, those of you that haven't been around for a while, remember, the guys that created the XRP ledger were Jed McCaleb, David Schwartz, Arthur Brito, maybe a couple more, right? Then Jed McCaleb leaves to form Stellar. Stripe, who has investors from PayPal, was the first major investor in Stellar, and took 2% of the supply of XLM. Remember all that? Well, David Schwartz, I remember reading this back in 2019, and it was the first time I had ever heard of anybody getting a lifetime ban from PayPal. And then one day I was listening to a video, an interview with none other than Jed McCaleb, and this is what I heard. Listen to this.
How did Mangroves handle fear from day one? We used PayPal, Liberty Reserve, I can't think if there's another one. I think we would take big wires. Yeah, I think those are the 3 ways. Okay. Yeah, I can never get a PayPal account again because of it. Oh, really? Yeah, they banned me for life. They banned you because of using it for the exchange or because of what happened later on? Yeah, using it for the exchange. Yeah. So how long did you get away with PayPal for? We got away with it was probably like a couple 3 months, maybe something like that, 4 months, I don't know. It's for a while. Right, okay. Yes. So do you think that's, what terms were you going against for that? In what sense? Like, what rules had you broken with PayPal? I think you weren't allowed to use it. You weren't allowed to use it for like e-money. Like there wasn't really this concept of digital currency back then, but for like e-money, that feels like, I don't know, whatever that e-gold or Liberty Reserve, things like that you couldn't use it for, I think. So Liberty Reserve was the one that was eventually closed down. They eventually closed it down, yeah. I think the US raided them or something. I don't know what exactly happened, but it's another thing sort of like e-gold. It was basically like a centralized coin. So, yeah.
I'm your guy. I will keep you posted. I'm your advocate. I'll be back on a daily basis, usually multiple times per day, with these videos to keep you updated with everything going on. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't done so, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Feel free to share any of my videos with your friends, family, social media, or anybody who may care to listen. Thanks so much for your continued support. I'm always here for you. I want to help you through this time. So thank you so much for continuing to choose me. Enjoy your day, stay safe, and I'll catch you again probably in a couple hours. Thanks, everybody. See you later.